that. She said the previous question was the last one.
Yes, that's true.
I lied. I lied. I'm a liar. Can you please move that darn balloon?
Say it ain't easy.
It isn't.
You have quite a few of us, that's for sure. Alright, and my next question, and my last question is, how are you going to stay healthy for like the next 20 years at least?
20 years, I'm not going to live that long.
Please do, because I don't know what I would do without you.
For 20 years, she can tell me she ain't going to be here next week. For 20 years, she's still here.
Disappointed?
20 years.
I didn't say that. I just don't like to be lied to.
Do you realize in 20 years I would be 100?
I know, but you have to be able to like see my kids and stuff.
No way. I'm not going to be here in 20 years.
If you want her to see your kids, you better get busy.
That's right. You better have one for 9 months.
We don't want to see your grandchildren.
I want you to see my grandchildren.
No way. There's no desire for us to see your grandchildren.
I never thought I'd see my grandchildren.
Really? Why's that?
I don't know.
We never thought we would see the turn of the century.
Right.
Really?
And here it is, 2007.
Why didn't you think you'd see the turn of the
We
century?
just never thought we'd
never
live
felt
that
like
long.
we would live that long.
Why? Like your health, or
Well,
the world is going to end, or?
When we were 30, people didn't live to be 90.
That's true.
Pop-Up's family lived long.
Yeah, how old was your mom when she died? Like
95.
95? Yeah,
And
95.
mine didn't.
Her family died before they were 65.
I had a sister that died at 18. I had a brother that died at 56. I had a
Your
father.
mother
I
or
had
your
a
father?
father that died at 47.
Oh, wow.
I had a mother that died, what was she, 67?
64.
64. And of course, I had a sister that died at 82.
I didn't know.
So
Yeah.
she's outlived, or is going, if she lives 2 more years, she'll outlive the whole family.
Yeah.
She was the oldest one that ever lived in her family.
Well,
Her direct family, her extended family,
Right.
she had some aunts and stuff that lived old.
I had, yeah.
And
And,
Mary, how old was that Mary?
Aunt Mary was 88. And she was the oldest one.
Yeah.
She was the oldest sister, my mother's oldest sister. And she was the oldest in the family.
She's the only one of your mother's sisters
and
and
my
brothers
aunt-
I ever met, because
Yeah.
they all had died.
Right. And Aunt Mary, how many children did she lose? Marge died before her, didn't she?
No,
No? Alvin?
Alvin did. Conrad.
Didn't you have a...
No.
What was the story about your sister? That you didn't know if she was your sister? You were told she was your
Oh
sister?
no. There's no question in anybody's mind except her sister's mind.
Yeah.
What is the story again?
She wondered whether she's actually her sister or her niece.
And yet you look at her and she looks just like me.
Wait, what?
She looks just like Grandma.
Who?
Her
My
sister.
Janet.
Her younger sister.
Who was, what, 5 years?
4
younger?
years.
4 years younger than I am.
Looks just like
me.
Like you.
She looks like the Joneses.
They go any place and everybody says, "Oh, you're sisters."
Yeah.
You see them.
Then what's the question? Who's the person having the doubts?
She thinks that the oldest sister that died
Was her mom.
mother.
Which is ridiculous.
Oh, okay. I remember that other story you told me a long time ago. You were sitting in there about, like, the daughter of somebody, like, it was a weird story that happened overseas. Yes. And,
it didn't.
or, do you know what I'm talking about? What was the story?
My father's sister had children by her stepfather. What do you want?
And you know
Your
what?
father's sister,
My father's older sister
yeah,
had children by her stepfather. Had 4 children by her stepfather.
that's so gross.
Why?
Yeah.
Isn't it like incest?
No. How can it be incest? He's not even
Stepfather?
related to her.
Not really.
Stepfather.
And you know
And
what?
he was 15 years younger than my grandmother. So actually, he was closer to my aunt's age than he was to his wife's
So your father's sister had kids with her stepfather?
age. With my father's stepfather. Her stepfather.
So that's like me and Ray having kids?
Yeah.
That's gross.
But he's your stepbrother.
That's gross.
But he's not related to
He's not
you.
related to you.
By blood.
No, he's
No.
not related to you by blood. And that's
No
what
way.
makes incest.
That's right.
He's not blood related
Incest
to
You're
you.
right.
is blood
He's
related.
marriage
Well,
related.
still, that's gross. To me.
Well, it wasn't to
And
her, I guess.
Yes.
You know what?
Yes.
Everybody's got skeletons. Everybody's got dark secrets.
In their closet.
And they think that nobody else knows about it.
Well, I think everybody.
do.
Yeah. Well, people think it's weird when I tell them my dad's sister married my mom's brother, but that's really not weird at all. That's like twins marrying
because your
twins.
dad's aunt and uncle married your dad's aunt, uncle and aunt. Uncle and aunt.
Yeah. It's not weird. It's like twins marrying twins. That's what I say.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. Except for they're not twins. They're just brother and sister. Alright, another question. How did you know, after all your years of dating, even though you met when you were like, what, 19? Right?
Excuse me?
You
All
met
our
when
years of what?
dating?
No.
What years of
What
dating?
years?
Like a few months?
How did you know you were the right ones for each other?
Because she told me.
No, how did you know?
I don't know. How do we know?
Were you ever in love before you met each other?
Who knows?
Then how did he know you were the right ones for each other?
Who knows?
It's a big decision.
That's right.
It's a very
And
big
we're not going to give you the answer, so you've got a book to go by when you find your.
I don't think there is a book. But for different people, there's different signs. What was your
Exactly.
sign?
You'll know it when you see it.
You'll
When
know
you
it when you
feel
see
it.
it. Then why are there so many divorces these
Because
days?
they didn't read the signs right. When you come to a fork in the road and you see an arrow going that way, you got to know whether it says that one or this one. And they took this one and it should have been this one.
Because they want everything at once.
What do you mean?
Most young people today, when they get married, don't believe that they should have to work and suffer and struggle to accomplish any goals. They think they should have
That it
everything
comes easy?
tomorrow.
Right.
And they should have a brand new house, a brand new car, and
Brand new
2
furniture.
kids, and what?
Brand new furniture.
And all new clothes.
And all new
That should
clothes.
happen all overnight because now we're married and we both work. So we
And
should
we
have
should have
everything.
everything.
And then all of a sudden they find out they're in debt up to their ears and now they're fighting with each other. And they're fighting mostly because of the money that they both
They're
spent.
fighting over money.
They don't
Money.
think it through.
You know, hear the old story, money is the root
Root
of all evil.
evil.
Well, there's the biggest problem.
That's what I heard. I heard money is the #1 cause of divorces.
Number one cause of
That's right.
divorce is money because they don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to assume the responsibility of marriage and assume the responsibility of being responsible for someone else.
It's a big thing.
And their well-being, their spouse or their children.
Then how do you compromise that?
You don't compromise it. That's where the problem is. People are always looking for compromises. You don't compromise. You dig in, you go to work, you dig in and do what you have to do. And when you get your money and you feel secure with it, a little bit at a time, you get a little bit at a time. We were married 9 years before we bought this house.
That's a long time. People usually try to buy houses right away.
Oh yeah, why? They don't have any money.
That's a good
Buy it
question.
anyhow because the credit people will give it to you.
That's right.
You don't buy because somebody's going to let you have credit. You buy because your credit is established and you have enough security in the bank to cover what you're trying to do. When we bought this house, the rules were, and I'll show you how rules have been relaxed. When we bought this house, the rules, the banking rules, the mortgage company rules was you have to have 1/3 of the value of the house
Put down.
to put down as a deposit on the house.
Wow.
And if you don't get the house.
You don't get the mortgage.
That's a really smart idea.
And guess what? It worked.
I bet. Well, how many years later did you actually finish paying off the house?
20. Wow. We paid the house in 20 years. Wow. That's what the